Morning, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Love 500 and welcome back to the 500X, the car with no name. As you know, this is my car, hopefully not for much longer. I've had the car since August 2021 and it is now October 2023, so I've had it just over 2 years. You know, I've got the BMW, which is in the body shop. That will probably be getting that back next week, I would imagine. This needs to go up for sale, but I need to do a few bits to it to get it ready to sell. So let's show you what we got to do. There may be some other stuff that I might have already filmed on this. I can't remember, I'm not sure. If there is, I will put it in with this video, but this will be the last video you'll see of this. There's been a couple of videos on this car. This will be the last one. So let me show you what I've got to do. Okay, I've already recorded this, but unfortunately my camera seemed to have a blowout for some reason. Right, so where were we? So yeah, so what I'm going to do on this car is we have a problem with the aerial, where we lose the DAB stations and the FM stations, you know, cut out when we're in particular areas. We're probably quite low down with weakish signals. So I need to be able to take the bass out, and I'm going to try and clean the contacts on it. I've done it on I took it out on the black 16 plate X-Cross that I had, X-Cross Plus that I had a few years ago, and I put a new aerial in. Those aerials are like £100, so I'm not going to do that if I can clean the contact. I've taken one of the old ones apart, sorry, I've taken one of the little 500 ones apart. I didn't clean the contact, but I just took an old knackered one apart just to have a look at it, and these are the same apparently. So I have already been in here once before, but I didn't take it out. So from memory, there's a little cover somewhere with bolts in that you have to take those off. So I'll do that. Again, it's only one bolt and then it's plugged in again, like on the little 500. But we'll get that out and take it apart, and we'll come back and have a look and see if we can clean the contacts. Talking of contacts, we have a DRL problem. Every now and again, that DRL stops working, and you give it a whack and it comes back on again. It's obviously a dodgy connection, dodgy bulb. So I'm going to jack it up, get the wheel off. We'll do that first, and see if we can either change the bulb or clean the contacts, or a bit of both. If it takes the same bulb as a little 500, I've got loads of those, so I'll just change it. I'm not sure whether it is the same or not. I'm hoping there's an access panel in there like there is on the little 500s. Yeah, you wouldn't need to take the bumper off, would you, to do it? And I'm certainly not taking the bumper off, that's for sure. So we'll get that done, and then we'll do the aerial. Apart from that, the car's only done 17,000 miles, and it's, you know, the book price for this, a couple of months ago I checked the book price, and the book price on a non-cat car is about 14 grand. I bought this for 9,750 when the book price was about 19 and a half. And it's been a great car. I've hardly put any miles on it. I've only probably put 3, 4, 5,000 miles on it, something like that. And it's been faultless apart from these couple of little bits, which I'm not so sure that's common, but the aerial is common, same as they are on the little 500s. Never had a broken door handle, touch wood, which apparently they do go on these as well. But it's a great car. I mean, look at it. It's an absolutely stunning car. I've cleaned it. I've already taken the pictures of the outside. So I just need to get it clean on the inside as well. So I'm going to get on with it. Hopefully it shouldn't take me more than a couple of hours to get this ready, and then I'll get it up for sale tonight. One thing I did change was I bought these sport badges on AliExpress. Because this was a new wing, or a repaired wing, the badge had come off and had not been put back on. The badge should look like that, which is nicer, I suppose, but I quite like the black one. So I bought a set, so I'm going to take that one off and put the other black one on. No one will be any the wiser. I could have got one, but I thought, you know what, I've got those, they were cheap. What the hell, I think they look all right. So that's it. So we'll come back, we'll get this bulb done, we'll get the camera in there and show you. And that'll be it, I think. Hopefully we can get this done this morning and we can get it up for sale. Bit difficult to show you. I took the arch liner out in the end because it was just easier to get to it. But so that one's the indicator, that one there, and that's the DRL. And now that bottom wire there, if you can see it, the bottom wire which was yellow, wasn't pushed in properly. The actual like little connector thing had come out, and I've managed to push it back in. It didn't work, and what I did is I can't even see that little piece of metal. I pushed that in to hold it in place, and I don't know if I bent the pins on the socket, but I then couldn't get the plug back into the socket. So I took that pin out, fiddled around, and oh, it's off now because I turned it off. But yeah, no, it's working now. So hopefully that will stay in. What I might do is tape up the wires out of the way, or tuck them up like that, so it's straight, so it's not going to put any tension on it at all. But hopefully that should do the trick now. Fingers crossed. Only time will tell, because I say it was intermittent anyway, but it was so loose, you know, as I was trying to pull the plug. But that plug was really difficult to get out, because the little clip is on the other side, and you couldn't go into above, and it was really difficult from below. You couldn't do it with your fingers, you had to get a screwdriver in there. Really tricky. Yeah, so that is done now. That's one job down. Better take that bit of tape off the brakes, hadn't I? These are still in good nick. Barely any use. I mean, I've not had these replace, these pads or discs, and they're still in good condition. Yeah, certainly don't need doing nowhere near. Mopar, they were the original ones as well, aren't they? What a great car this is. Really is. Sorry to see it going away, you know. I still enjoy driving it. It's just it's nice and quick, and it's just because it's a manual. It's the only reason I'm getting rid of it. If it was an auto, I'd keep it. Anyway, let's get this arch liner back in and move on to the next thing. Right, just quickly. So let's say there's a little panel there in each side, and it's got a little T30 Torx with a little blanking panel. So you pop those off, and then if you pop the rubber off, that drops down nicely both sides. It gives you much better access than it does in the 500, because in the little 500 you've got the little poppers that hold it in place. If I pull that down a bit, you can see there we have our 10mm bolt, which I can see as plain as day is 10mm. So we're going to take that off. You've got your three connectors there, one for DAB, one for FM and one for GPS. So we're going to take that off and then take the aerial base off and give it a clean. So we'll come back when we get to that. Right, so we've got the aerial off. As you can see here, on the little Fiat 500s, this circuit board bit is all sealed, but you can actually see the circuits through those holes there, through the hole in the middle and through there. So it's not surprising that water gets in. There was some moisture around this area, which has dried up a little bit now, but I've taken the mast out and it does look a bit corroded in there. So what I'm hoping is I can take these screws out, take the base apart, and then we'll clean it up with some electrical cleaner, and we'll also use some wet and dry on the actual contact itself. Put it back and hopefully it should work. So let's give that a try. Okay, so I just want to get a smallish screwdriver, a little Phillips, little one like this should do it. No, that doesn't like that one. Maybe slightly bigger. Let's try that one, see if that's any bigger. No, it doesn't want to come out actually. I think the trouble is I think the screws are a bit corroded. Let me try something else. Let me just see if I can find a screwdriver that will actually fit and get them undone, and then we'll come back. Right, I think I found in my little socket set, we've got P21. They are, I'm not sure, yeah, that is coming out. They are quite corroded, these screws at the back of it, but they are coming out. That one has anyway. So these ones are at an angle, funnily enough. Yeah, they're coming out, that's good. Two. That one at an angle, actually. I think they're all at an angle. If they're meant to be. Yeah, they are actually. They're all at an angle. They're not straight. I wonder if they're done for a reason. That's probably why I couldn't get it out to start with. How strange. I'm sure there's a reason for it. So once we've got all these screws out, it should just come apart. He says. Right, that's all the screws out. Keep them safe, we don't want those to... And now we've got to try and get it apart. There's a little screwdriver. I think it's in the back of the car. Let's use one that's slightly bigger. There we go. Ah, here we go. Right. So that doesn't particularly look corroded. If we, I'm not sure whether we'll try and focus on that. That's the contact that I was talking about. So that doesn't actually look corroded. However, the base that the aerial sits in, that's the bit that looks corroded. So I will clean that up anyway. And I will get some circuit board cleaner on here. But yeah, it doesn't actually look corroded at all, that. But maybe it is this piece. Now, I don't know whether we can get that out. I don't know whether that's supposed to come out. I would think probably not, because you don't want water getting in there. So I'm not quite sure what we can do with that. So as you can see, for the base of it, that piece that touches the contact isn't corroded. But the top of it, where the base goes in, is corroded. So I'm going to get some electrical cleaner in there and see what I can do with it. And I think all we can do is put it back together and try it, I suppose. I mean, it does work anyway. It just doesn't work as well as it should. But we'll give it a go and see what we can do. So I'll get the electrical cleaner out and then we'll give it a try, and we'll come back once we've got it ready to put back into the car. See how it goes. Right, the aerial's back on. I put some silicone around it, around the base, bolted it all back into position. I've just tried the radio. It is working, but then it works anyway. So only time will tell when I'm driving around as to whether it's done the trick or not. But we're going to put it all back together now, put all the covers back on, and hope for the best. And then we need to get on and get this cleaned on the inside. So we're clean on the outside. I do need to clean all down here, so I'll get that all cleaned as well. And then we'll be putting it up for sale today, at last. Yeah, good stuff. I mean, I will say to the buyer, you know, this is a common problem on these. I think I fixed it. If you feel that you're not getting enough of a signal, the alternative is to get yourself a new aerial and put it on, which, you know, I could do for them if need be. We'll see. But I've changed the sport badge, as you can see. I took the old one off, heated it up with a heat gun. It peeled off quite easily. In fact, the individual letters are all just there. And I think it looks alright. And at least it matches the other side. So I might actually see if I can sell those. They'll need new sticky stuff, of course, but I might see if I can get some money for those. Right, that's it. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it now, apart from getting it cleaned. So I think we're going to sign off for this car now, because there's nothing else to show you now. Once I've done the DRL, I've done the sport badge, I've done the aerial. Hopefully that's taken the care of it. I mean, you might even find that a genuine aerial might actually work better. Potentially, that's quite possible. I couldn't get one, unfortunately, on eBay anyway. I'm sure, again, I could have gone to Fiat's, but the trouble is the nearest Fiat dealers from me is a long way away. It's probably 10 miles away, which is really frustrating. And you know, 10 miles in, I'm not going to say London traffic. It's actually in Crayford or Dartford. No, Dartford in Kent. It's a bit of a pain to get to, and I know they won't have them in stock. And I know I could probably phone up and order one, but we'll see. Actually, I might give them a ring and see if they do have them and see how much they are, potentially. Especially if it's not good enough to work, which hopefully it will be. But again, you know, as I said, we won't know until we get driving around and see if it cuts out still. But I've done what I can with it. Hopefully that'll be enough. So this was only ever going to be a quick video on the channel, just to say ta-ta to the 500X. Just to let you know, Ian, who's a subscriber to the channel, came round today. He collected the gearbox and paid me £50. I was going to stick it on eBay for £100 and see what happened. He emailed me a couple of days ago and said have you still got it? I'd like it. I said, you can have it for 50 quid. So he's just driven down and collected it. Had a chat with him. He's given me lots of advice about painting. Thank you, Ian. That was good advice, and I will take that on board. And he has also offered to come and help me with the cam belt, which of course is, you know, greatly received offer. But I am going to try and do it on my own. But he said any problems, obviously, you know, he'll come down and help, which is always good. Yeah, so thanks, Ian. He also brought me a roll of it's like a sort of plastic with masking tape on it. For masking off when you're painting, and I did actually buy a roll of it on Temu, which hasn't come yet, but again, thank you, Ian, for that. That will come in really useful. I'll get some more of that if I find it useful, which I think I will. It's sort of a bit of polythene, sort of that wide, but it's got masking tape attached to it, so yeah, that should be good. Anyway, that's the end of this project. Only a quickie, as I say. Thanks for watching. Normal service will be resumed on Sunday with a normal video. Until then, don't forget, if you're not a subscriber, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. As always, take care, stay safe, and we will see you soon.